Elite League, international racing community. Why is it international? Is racing this league. It's a truly international phenomenon these days, isn't it? With season 3 as well, and we are here in Sakhir, Bahrain, for the second round. And I've got to say, this track is becoming a bit of a fan favourite, isn't it? Of course, I've been on the calendar, the some absolutely cracking racing, hasn't it, over the years? I say only. It's been 2004 is quite a long time ago now, isn't it? 15 turns around here, albeit that turn 15 is not exactly a turn. It is a 3.3 miles long. Of course, a lap record holder by an unusual name you might notice down the bottom left, bottom right hand corner there, of Pedro Della Rosa. Of course, when he was driving for the McLaren back in 2005, I think that's when Montoya had a strange accident, didn't he? And missed 2 races. I think it was Bahrain and Imola he missed, wasn't it, in that year? And of course, Pedro Della Rosa had a storming drive on that day, didn't he? And of course, I think Wurz drove for Montoya in Imola, I think it was. As we are just getting ready, then, as Dave will be in a few moments' time to keep the expert analysis on what is true to be an absolutely incredible race. Is about to commence. Really, I got to say. Bahrain has produced some incredible league races, hasn't it, over the past few seasons, hasn't it? In IRC, it's been absolutely immense, hasn't it? I think I was speaking to John Cox not too long ago about reminding me about how he had a cracking race this time last season, didn't he? When we had a Saturday race, didn't we, for Bahrain last year? Because we had to rerun it twice, didn't we? After some shenanigans that Codemasters produced, and really John Cox made his elite debut, didn't he? And it was really a sign of things to come, wasn't it? So he had a really good debut, didn't he? John Cox did that day, and because he's a very strong driver, John Cox is, and really I'm really looking forward to see what we can do tonight. But it's not just John Cox in this field tonight. We have got 19 other drivers, I believe. So it's again, I swallow my tongue. I really need to learn to breathe when I'm on these sessions, don't I? I'm getting too excited, and we haven't even got a car on the track yet. Well, before we even get a car on track, let's just have a quick review of Australia, shall we? What can you say? It was a brilliant race, wasn't it? It really was. Just to be to put it simply, it was an absolute cracker race, wasn't it? You're winning an incredible race in the end, didn't he? And getting the 25 points with Jamie in second, and Blas had a cracking race and driver of the day, and well deserved it was too. And of course, then we had our RU Racing finishing fourth. Of course, RU Racing making the jump up from Super. And he's fitting like a glove, isn't he? He's doing a really impressive job, RU Racing is. I've got to say, last season, if he was in for the full season, perhaps, possibly, he might have been challenging. Well, not that bad. He did challenge not that bad towards the end, didn't he? But he would have been. I think he would have been more or less in the running, wouldn't he? As Harry there has done a cracking job for me. He's shared the link. I think everyone knows how much I struggle to do 2 things at once, because I ain't got the brain capacity, you see, to talk and play about on my phone. And so hopefully I'll also share the link on the good old Facebook, shall we? So we can get more people watching. To be honest, though, do we want any more? Of course we do. But last week we had record numbers. We was touching the 300 mark, which is ridiculous. It really is. It's absolutely brilliant stuff, and I love the fact that you guys join us on a Thursday. It's on a Wednesday. It's really good stuff, and it's also great that you can join us on a Thursday as well, which is for Super tomorrow night. And I tell you what, Super Racing, it was brilliant last week as well. So Elite and Super really got some strong competition votes, and I'm absolutely loving it. Really am indeed. So we're almost ready to go then, and let's get up the stream, shall we? So I can quickly get to really catch up with the comments. Then you guys are very chatty already. We got Lennon there saying, "Yo, I'm back." So good to have Lennon back. We got John Cox saying, "Good evening, Sean." We got Max out, BP Army. I love it. John Cox, a 4-time winner around Bahrain, of course, in other leagues as well. We've also got Slim going, "Go Slim, woo!" And who knows anymore? And your boy is back. So it's, I gotta say, I do love the comments. They're absolutely cracking stuff. And of course, we did notice that, you might notice a familiar name in that. That's Slim. And I think that is Deneen back as well, isn't it? Let's just take a look. I gotta say, Deneen and Slim is an absolute cracking, performance. An absolute cracking team team lineup. It's brilliant. Because they're really good friends as well. I got to say the banter was amazing. I think we was interviewing Deneen after one of the races. I think it was USA or something like that. And I got to say that was probably the best interview I've ever done. So we might be speaking to the champion again here tonight as well. Of course, Deneen is the IRC Elite League Season 2 winner, as he took the crown from Vanquish, which I got to say is kind of inhuman, isn't it? Really, how someone could beat Vanquish on a Formula 1 game, because I think Vanquish is an absolute legend, isn't he, in his own right. It's a shame he ended up on the grid this season, because it would have been great to see a Vanquish and Dean go out again. It would have been great to see Vanquish against the likes of iRacing and Euro again. So it's a shame that Vanquish is, but hopefully we'll see him back raring to go in the not too distant future. Matt saying go Lucas. Of course, Lucas. Well, I think in the first race, unfortunately, he was upside down, wasn't he? So he didn't have the best start to his season, and then the second race start as well, he didn't do too well either. And we've also got Deneen saying, well, Ben's going to get not going to do too well tonight, by the sounds of it. Dave, good evening. How are you, Albert?
Good evening, Sean. Good evening, everybody. Great to see a near full grid. We're just waiting for one more driver, but it's great to be joining you again after a thrilling Australia Grand Prix to set the season and set the tone for the season. I cannot wait to see what we get in Bahrain tonight.
Indeed, hopefully we won't have Lucas upside down after on the first start. I mean, that was quite a sight to see, wasn't it? Which did make us chuckle a bit. Jonathan Cox saying good evening, Dave, as well. As we are.
Evening, Jonathan.
And we are almost ready to get going as well. So I got to say, after the first race, Dave, I got to say the form book really, it's not any clearer, is it? Really, who knows who's going to perform well here?
No, it's a completely different track to Australia for starters as well. Australia was a very mid to high speed circuit, a lot of mid to high speed corners, not really many slow corners, not many straights either. Bahrain is very much long straight, slow corner, first, second gear corner, long straights, slow corner. It gives you great overtaking opportunities and great action, but very, very different style of racing to what you need in Australia. So we may see different drivers at the front.
And of course, this is more of a traditional racetrack as well, isn't it? This is more purpose-built than Albert Park was. Well, it was touched on it in the past as well, in the stream, that Bahrain is an absolute cracking race circuit, isn't it? The battles from the start-finish rate down into turn 4 or 5 is absolutely cracking stuff, isn't it? How they go side by side is brilliant. This is going to be a cracking race, I have no doubt about that. Dave, what do you think of the circuit then? As you're saying, it was completely different to Australia. Do you like it?
Right, well, I'm a bit reversed to everybody. I love Australia, where most people can't stand it, yet Bahrain is not my favourite track. I love the tracks where you've got your medium to high-speed corners. I'm not a big fan of the stop-start tracks like this. I'm going to struggle tomorrow. I'm dreading it, Sean. But a lot of the drivers do like this track. And we saw Samster, who is not here tonight, the only driver missing, in fact, not here tonight, ran away with this one last season, so I'm not too sure who's at the front. Jonathan Cox certainly likes this track. He's been looking very good around here. Slimbo as well. Can he finally break his winning duct and finally get the win around here? But I think we're going to see a lot of drivers contending. Reign champion Deneen back as well. Didn't go too. I don't think he raced around here last season either, so he's a bit of an unknown package. So this is going to be very interesting tonight.
It is, and I was saying a minute ago, the McLaren duo, Slim and Deneen, is absolutely cracking stuff. Deneen seems to be fired up from the comments as well, as I'm not even going to repeat some of what he's put there, but the Slim and Deneen in the McLaren team is a really great lineup as well. And I'm looking forward to see what Slim could do. Can he put to bed the demons that he had last season? Season 2 was not his finest of seasons in IRC for Slim, but I'm really looking forward to seeing if he can bounce back this season. Yeah.
He's got to really for his own sake. You know, it's just bizarre to see Slim struggling so much last season. Confidence got knocked a bit as well. Although to be fair, the last quarter, last third of the season got better for him. He picked up a few podiums, got back to the form that we know he has, but. He had some rotten luck last year. France springs to mind with the puncher late on when he should have won that race. He's picked up punches in 2 other races last year late on, so he's had some rotten luck. But he'll be looking to start his season a lot better than last season and get right the championship mix.
And times I'd like to see Slim up there as well. Remember season 1 of Elite? It was the Fabulous Four, wasn't it? Really, of course, we had Vanquish, we had Carton, we had Slim and Samson like battling away at the front of the field, and it was better unusual to see Slim so far down the championship. We're on board with Blas, who had an absolute cracking race in Australia. I'd say that was his best race of Elite.
Without a doubt, like when he was battling Jacob, you know, he got very punchy. It's a bit unlike Blas. Doesn't qualify well, never has. It's rare seeing in Q3, usually averages about 14th, 15th. And he just came up the field yesterday. He does have a habit of doing this. He didn't put a foot wrong last week. Got punchy with Jacob when he needed to be, made some fantastic overtaking moves. And just, he got better as the race went on, where others struggled with tyre deg. He looked after his tyres perfectly, no penalties, bagged a well in third place, and by far his best performance in IRC, without a doubt.
No disrespect to Blas, he's a bit of a slow burner. I feel there. He's more of a racer that gets better and better as time goes on. He doesn't have the speed outright to begin with, but the more he's on track, the better he is. And I reckon this second season in the lead, I reckon it's going to be really good for Blas. He did a cracking job with the first half of last season, but the second half it just didn't go his way. But I think he's going to do well.
He didn't score from Monza onwards, although to be fair, the field got tough from Monza onwards, and I think he just struggled. He did lose his way last season, but that start will do wonders for his confidence, absolutely. And it was the perfect race for drivers like Blas, Nolsey, not that bad, and others to pick up, you know, who may not been a top 10 as much as some of the other guys. It was a great opportunity for them to pick up some great haul of points as Blas did. Great to see Jamie back on the podium as well. That was a welcome return. He's going to be, you know, I think this season he can learn from last season and make a full season to be a championship contender.
Oh, I'd love to see that. And talking to championship contenders, Australia, we don't even know what the field form is like doing, because it was a cracking race. Both Williamses, by the way, the Constructors' Championship has returned this season. Both Williams had a cracking start, second and third. They're both Jamie and Blas doing an absolutely splendid job, getting put on the podium as well. It was brilliant to see, and it's also nice to see Williams at the top of the table as well. On board Slim at the moment. So unfortunately, Blas had a bit of a wobbly coming out of turn 7 there. So we're just on board Slim now, going through the perilous turn 12. The first memory I have of IRC in Bahrain is I think I crashed into a incident that already happened. I think you was involved as well, Dave, weren't you?
Yeah, that was the famous Blas crashing into me incident, which you got a penalty for. I was on for a podium in that race. Late in the race, flying on fresh tyres. Blas, Bissy and somebody else all crashed into each other, and then Blas decided to return to the track to collect me, and I think then you collected me. Bit of a mess. Wasn't too pleased at the time, but he has come a long way since then. As the two McLaren boys straight to the top of the timing sheets. Get used to this. I think this could be a common thing, along with the two Mercedes drivers who are perennial brilliant qualifiers as well. But this session one, Blas has binned it.
I'm not sure where that is. I think that's around sector 1, isn't it? So that's not good at all for Blas's point of view. And that is a huge shame. That's him done already in qualifying. We've got a 20-car grid, which is absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately for Blas, though, he's going to be almost near the back unless someone else bins it as well. Just on board, not that bad as he comes through the final corner now. That is a big shame.
I was just going to say, Q1, unlike last weekend, unlike last week, he binned it just before. He's going down the downhill chicane, so it looks like he's caught the curb, and it's just thrown him straight into the barrier. I'm just going to say, Q1, this is no relaxation. There's Lucas losing it as well and getting out, and that way his time invalidated. very slippery green track out there, but Q1, they all have to go for it. You know, there's no practice here. There's no taking it easy. We're going to lose 5 cars in this, and we're going to lose some big names, no doubt about that. As another car struggling.
It's a McLaren.
In the background.
It's a McLaren. Sorry to interrupt you there, Dave. It's one of the McLarens that's gone for turn 12. It's Deneen there.
It's the reigning champion, Deneen. So yeah, I was just going to say that curb. You touch that curb on the inside where Deneen's just spun. It's going to throw you straight in the barrier. We could see some drivers losing some wheels and front wings during this qualifying and race. That is a deadly, deadly curb. Do not touch, because it's off camber and it will throw you straight in the barrier. Deneen, even on his in-lap, lucky man to survive. Early scare for the reigning champion.
Yeah, that's not ideal at all, but at least he gets out of the way in Q1, where if it's in the race, it might be a bit more of a detriment effect. Matt just showing his support of Blas, ha ha ha. So, yeah, I think he... as, of course, Blas, a former Super driver, wasn't he? And I got to say, he was super consistent that season as well. Of course, that was the season where Nosey became the champion of Super. And then, of course, last season, Not That Bad is the reigning Super champion. He's currently 4th at the moment. I got to say, Dave, when you were drawing out the teams, the times are actually cracking.
Good. He's only two tenths off his Belgian teammate. They're only just off Deneen. Slimbo's an absolute stomping lap, actually, for Q1. But good to see from the Racing Point boys, as you were saying, big rivals in the Super League last year. Now teammates, there was not a lot between these two in the Super League. IRC Racing pushed Not That Bad all the way to the title. And I'm waiting for their big battle to resume, and it could be here.
And in terms of Not That Bad, I got to say, in the elite races driven so far, he has struggled, hasn't he, a bit? I'm not sure if that's down to mentality or if it's just practice on the game.
Do you know what? It seems to be taking a bit more cautious. Of course, he's not used to racing the midfield, whereas in Super League, of course, he's usually in the top 2 and usually is out in front and not really around anybody. So far in the Elite League, from what I've seen, he's been in the midfield, battling with the drivers, and he's been a bit cautious, if anything, actually. As TG's had a good time there. He's a little bit cautious, just finding his feet, a bit like Knowlesy did and some of the Super League drivers that have come up, just finding their way in. As Jacob's done a stunning time of a 27.5 to go ahead of Slim. Gauntlet being laid down early from some of these boys. But I want to see it, Not That Bad, get a bit more punchy. We know it's in him. He's a champion for a reason. And I just think he just needs to get his elbows out a little bit. And I've seen him get past a bit too easy as well. Although saying that, in the last race, with Belko up to 4th place, times are very close. In the last race, he made up 5 places before he got a puncher, and it completely ruined his race. He got caught out in the RC Sean Stam crazy power crash in Australia, caught the puncher, and it just offset him, which is unfortunate because he could have been in for a good race.
Definitely agree with that, and of course it's a completely different change of mentality driving in the midfield, isn't it? I mean, you get all the pressure up front, don't you? Where of course, where the whole pack's chasing, but the midfield, it's wheel-to-wheel action, isn't it? And we've seen a lot of incredible drivers that have been caught out from the wheel-to-wheel every now and again, isn't it? So it's incredible, isn't it, of how you have to change your racing style. Ooh.
Completely different mentality from racing up the front all the time as well. Not That Bad was rarely in the pack in Super League. If he ever was battling, it was usually with Jonathan Cox and IRC Racing. As I've been disconnected.
Have you been disconnected, have you, Dave?
I have. I'll be rejoining shortly.
I've just been disconnected as well.
Oh, here we go again. Nice one, Codemasters. Let's just see what's happening. Well, hold on, folks. So this is Australia. Qualifying is becoming a bit of a pain at the moment.
It is indeed. It's, hopefully we'll get back in the session in just a few moments. Yeah, so whilst that's going on then, well, Lucas just said good evening. Good evening, Lucas. I hope you have a better race tonight than you did last week, where you were upside down. I do apologise if I did have a little, if it did tickle me a bit, but yeah, unfortunately, apologies about this, guys. Not a very good start to qualify. I think last week was my dodgy router. This week it's I think it's more of Codemasters. Well, I hope it's more Codemasters, but hopefully we'll be back in just a few moments. Just waiting for the master ceremonies, Dave, to to give us the nod, and we'll get back in just a few moments' time. We lost Luke, we lost Nosey and Blas whilst just before we all got disconnected, which is a big shame. That is there. Really, that's a bit of an anticlimactic start to Elite, really, tonight.
Yeah, qualifying proving a problem. I'm not sure if it's a long format. We may have to just do a short quali. But Slim was host, so I don't know why this has happened, because he's usually got the better internet. So just bear with us, folks.
So whilst that's going on, then as we go back to Australia, I must say, I think the Williams team was absolutely incredible stuff, weren't they? Of course, we had Nosey as well. As Dave said, Nosey had a struggle last season, but this season he was right on it as well. I must admit, I felt sorry for Navy Dave. He had an incredible qualifying, didn't he? And unfortunately, didn't get. I think got 6 points in the end there for the Red Bull driver. And Jacob, the man who was on pole position, had a stonking lap, didn't he? And he only had 1 point in the end there. You can tell that qualifying the race is completely different. It's a completely different art, isn't it? It's like Jarno Trulli, isn't it? Obviously, I'm not comparing Jacob to Jarno Trulli because I'm not sure if that might be a disservice to his caliber of skill there. But Jarno Trulli used to be a bit of a beast in qualifying. Unfortunately, the race he usually disappeared, didn't he? Of course, from, I think 2004 he got outside the Renault, didn't he? As Flavio had enough of it and put in Jacques Villeneuve. That didn't go down too well either, did it? Really? But yeah. So, but
with Jacob is he was unlucky last race. Started on the
front, it's like pole, got spun round,
glitching yaw, and then he was on for a fantastic recovery drive, and then it just he had front wing damage and just sort of didn't care for it, didn't respect it, pushed too hard, and in the end got involved. Well, he crashed out, didn't he? Trying to repass Blas. It's just silliness like that. It's just what is holding back, because he can win races, absolutely, and he can be a championship contender, but he's got to stop these silly mistakes.
Indeed, I think last season he had 7 pole positions, Jacob did, but in the races it just seemed to go awry for him. If it wasn't penalties, it was damage to his front wing. I think in Australia he was doing alright with penalties. I think he just had a bit of a nightmare halfway through the race, didn't he?
He had 9 seconds worth of penalties, so he probably would have been behind Dan Murphy, but still, well, I don't know how the rest of the race would have gone. He probably would have finished 5th, which is far better than DNFing and finishing 10th with 1 point. Really shot himself in the foot. Just to let everyone know, it's going to be a 20-minute, a shorter qualifying session.
I know that is going to add a new dynamic, isn't it? Of course, we've gone a bit old school tonight then with the qualifying session. There's no Q1, Q2, Q3. It's just a straight qualifying session. Of course, the top 10 still must start on the tyres, which they set their fastest time on. So it's a bit more of a pressure cooker, that is. So no slow build-up before getting the pole position. We're straight in there, straight on out. Which I'm a bit in two minds about this, because I've got to say I quite like the short, sharp qualifying session, because I do love to get into the race. But at the same time, I quite like the build-up to qualify. You know, knocking out 5, knocking out another 5, and then going straight into the top 10. I mean, that was that's brilliant how it builds up the the tension and stuff. It's the best qualifying format Formula 1 have done. I mean, it's a lot better than that single shot qualifying. I did quite like seeing Jos Verstappen's whole lap, for example, in the minority, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It got a bit dry after a couple of races. T Sammy just commented saying, "Hello everyone, hello commentators. T Sammy here. Let's have a good race." Of course,
T Sammy.
Of course, T Sammy a part of the Super, and he had a phenomenal drive last time out in a Super, didn't he? It's great to have T Sammy in Super. Really is. Of course, a former elite driver. And he had some cracking races last season. He is Mr. Clean, isn't he? France stands out. I think it is second place in the end in France. Brilliant driving, and that was because of clean, consistent. He had a very good pace, didn't he? But it was the penalties, the lack of penalties he had, which got him up into second. That was a crazy old race, France, wasn't it? And Dave touched on it, where Slim unfortunately didn't. Unfortunately, got that penalty, and I've almost missed the notification there, so apologies. I've been yapping away. I didn't even see that come up. So sorry, Dave. Whilst everyone's been waiting for me.
Yeah, I was just wondering. We're about to get underway again. So we're about to go again. Short quali. Just while we sort these issues out.
So yep.
Are you in, Sean?
I'm
so
in
hopefully
now,
that won't break the stream up. So we're fine. I think we're just waiting for... Who's the one driver we're waiting for? Is it Slim? I think it's Slimbo we're waiting for. Slimbo was a good hope. I don't know what wrong with it. Yeah, it's Slim. But, yeah, we're in, so we're good to go. So short quali, guys.
So I think that is it's an 18-minute time limit, isn't it? Short quali is. So
18 minutes. So it's going to be, we're going for frantic 18 minutes. This is going to be interesting. Don't forget, guys, if you missed any of the Australia action, the highlights package is on the YouTube channel from qualifying the race, from what was a thrilling race, and of course any news that you missed out on, or any you want to catch up on the drivers' profiles, or catch up on some previous races, the last race. Anything you want to know about the league, it's all on the website at www.ircesportsf1.com. So, yeah, and hopefully we're going to get a good qualifying race, and the highest package will be dropping around probably Friday night or Saturday around that time for the Elite League. So keep your eyes peeled. Of course, we'll be straight on the website and all over social media, Twitter and Facebook. Again, like Australia, sorry for the delay, guys, but the racing made up for it, and let's hope we get the same now.
Of course, I would also like to add as well that we have onboard footage, don't we, with some of the elite drivers going around tracks and things like that. We had a cracking one of Jacob in Australia. Of course, Jacob won the world's best qualifiers and time trial as well. I think it's Samster this week, isn't it?
Samster around Bahrain this week. Yep, very well done. Sadly, can't join us tonight because he definitely would have been one of the favourites around here. But I think we've pretty much got every driver to do every track except China. We've got nobody who wants to do China, so we'll have to try and see if Jacob can do another one. But apart from that, we've pretty much got every driver to do every track. So let's go again. So 18 laps. And don't forget, whatever tyre they qualify in the top 10, they will race with that tyre.
Well, now it's a new dynamic, and look at them all. They're all going on to the hard tyres first then, or they just try to mislead us then. Of course, 18 minutes in this qualifying session, so we're right on it.
This is going to be action-packed, Sean, because they're going to try... I think they're going to try and qualify on every tyre. I think pretty much every driver is going to do 3 runs here on every compounder tyre and see where it sticks. This is going to be absolutely fascinating. Completely different element and dimension now to this event.
It is indeed, and you see we've got Slim there once again there, almost won the first man out then. We've got a Williams out there as well, and I think Blas there has kind of got a lucky escape here, hasn't he? As and he's having a bit of a wobbly on there as well. But yes, Blas unfortunately was in the wall, wasn't he, out of the fast chicane?
His car is slippy, he's going to struggle. He made a couple of errors in his quali lap, and then of course binned it. His rear downforce, and the track is green, but he looks like he's got no downforce, all straight line speed, so he's got a bit of a handful there, Blas.
Do you reckon that might have accommodated for his incident in the first qualifying session, do you think?
Yeah, no doubt. He's got on the curb and it's just completely sent him, but that car is very slippery. Looks horrible on the brakes and even getting on the acceleration. It's not going to help his tyre wear either. That's going to play havoc. He's going to have a far higher tyre deg with a slippery car. Okay, there's big long straights around here, but there's some very technical corners as well. He's a good balanced car, and he's gone for the straight line speed option to try and get a toe off that McLaren. Plus the hard tyres take a lot longer to get up to temperature as well.
Yeah, do you think it's a bit too cold around here for the hard tyres? I know we're in the middle of the desert, but it does get quite nippy in the dark.
Well, the track's green. If you use the hard tyres, you want to use it for your sort of last lap as soon as the clock hits 1 minute. Same with your soft tyres, because the track evo will be big in this session, and you want to sort of use your harder tyres towards the end of the session. Blas is letting guys go and now getting up to speed, but Slimbo should be the first man to set a time.
He is, and he's got a cute car behind him. I think that's a racing point behind him. It's not that bad there. Of course, the season 6 world champion of Super. So he's just trying to get a cheeky old slipstream off Slim there. I've got to say, it's great to see Slim back. It's great to see Denise back as well. I've been looking forward to this as well. I mean, Australia was absolutely cracking, wasn't it? But unfortunately, we did miss both McLarens. They're both back here tonight. And we're on board with Slim at the moment then. And David's exactly right there. The track is so green out there, isn't it? Look at him. Very, very, very slight out there. It feels a bit like on ice here as we're on board with Slim then. As Harry said don't have these issues in Super League, a bunch of amateurs. So of course Harry, one of the drivers in the Super League, and unfortunately it just seems to happen on a Wednesday, isn't it? I reckon that I would say it's the Champions League, isn't it? People are streaming that, but no, it can't be it because there's no Champions League tonight. It's FA Cup, but no one wants to watch the FA Cup, do they? They just want to watch the elite drivers go around Bahrain, and I got this one, probably one of my more favourite races of the season, really, because Bahrain just produced it. Look at that way that racing point flew around turn 12 there. That's amazing commitment there from not that bad. But yeah, I was going to say this is probably one of my favourite races of the season because the track action you get going from turn 1 up into turn 4 or 5, and like even side by side down to turn 6 and 7 occasionally is brilliant stuff. Slim taking a lot of curb there on the outside there, wasn't he? Not that bad. Of course, there's almost it's a 28.5 there on the medium tyres. Stam goes third fastest, and we are fast and furious already in this session. So I gotta say, hold on to your hats, everyone. This is gonna be a quick one, isn't it?
A lot of traffic out there as well. A lot of traffic. Some drivers going for the soft tyres early. Oh, a lot of tyres are backing out of their. A lot of drivers are backing out of their runs. Blaz did a poor lap, didn't he? And validated his lap on the hard tyres. He probably could have enough fuel to run again. IU Racing's backed right off his lap. A couple of guys pitted as well. So the dusty conditions are just playing a bit of havoc with the drivers at the moment. BP now, his army of course out there watching on. Let's see what he can do. But not that bad. Top to time sheet, okay on the medium tyres. As one of the Alphas getting out of the way, it looks like Flying Sod, who is back in action. Jonathan Cox with 28.1 as well. Good time on the medium tyres there as well. So what can he's up into 6th on the hard tyres. 13 minutes already left.
Yeah, 13 minutes already. My goodness, we've already had 5 minutes in this session. It's been epic stuff, hasn't it, so far? Jonathan Cox, of course, I think he was on pole position 7 times in Super last season. Him and Jacob, I gotta say that's a qualifying dream, isn't it, with the Mercedes? They have 14 pole positions between them. If you count last season, it's absolutely incredible stuff. Flying Sauce there in the Alfa Romeo, just coming out of sector 1, and look at all that traffic. That is ridiculous. This is like a Monday morning.
That's a nightmare. Good first set. Good to see Flying Sauce back, Miss Australia. Good first sector as well from Flying Sauce on the soft tyres. So I think him and Dan Murphy, the only ones on the soft tyres. So let's see what Flying Sauce can do. He is very much a very quick driver, and I'll be surprised to see him if he doesn't get out in the top 10. Your Australia race winner, the fastest of the hard tyres. So Simbo third of the hard tyre runners. Crazy Power. Both Renaults have jumped up there as well. And Lucas and Blaz, these times are close. Denise only 8th.
They are, and of course Blazo, who had a problem, and Matt Murphy on the soft tyres goes on a 27.4 there, so he's not messing around, is he? Straight on there on the soft tyres. And Jamie there is in the middle sector at the moment. We've got Navy Dave out there as well. Jacob looks like he's had a problem in the second sector there. He was looks like he was cruising there, going down to 9 and 10. Here comes Flying Sauce there, coming around turn 14 and 15, even though 15 doesn't really count as a turn, does it, to be honest. Flying Sauce then comes, he's on the soft tyres as well, but he's invalidated this time. He's going to have to go around again there. That's not good at all for Flying Sauce. And Jacob there, who is I think he's just on an installation lap, so to speak. But what about Jamie? Isn't no? Here comes Jamie there on the medium compact tyre. Mr. Consistent last season. He had 10 or so podiums, didn't he, last season? He only had 1 win. But Jamie goes 10 fast at the moment. He might not be too impressed with that time, unfortunately, for Jamie. But look at those times, though. I say he wouldn't be too impressed. I'll be absolutely over the moon if I had a 29.2 there.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
Time, even on the hard, these are actually decent times, even on the hard. But of course, by these standards, they're expecting a lot more, but I feel some drivers are just getting the bag laps. Dan's done 3 laps on his hard, Luke's done 2, Blaz, Deneen have all done 2, so they're just trying to get some laps under their belts, ready for the big runs. This is no way going to be the grid. No way. There's a lot more still to come. IU Racing back out on the softs, and Flying Sauce is still flying around as well.
And on board with It's TG in the Red Bull, then he's in the second section. Now we've got 3 DRS zones around here. We haven't even touched on the DRS zones yet, have we? Of course, it's quite a big part of Formula 1 these days. Of course, we've got 3 DRS zones on the back straight, on the start-finish straight, and of course in between turn 10 and 11, turn 9 and 10, I think it is. Yellow flag in 2 and 3 then. I'm not sure, well, there's flags floating around everywhere at the moment. I think
it's just traffic, it's the guys in laps and out laps, just getting out the way of the guys on the faster times. The Flying Sauce jumps into second place, just 2/10 off Dan Murphy. He's got his lap in, but expect the times of the track Evo to start tumbling down now.
STG only did a 30 there, I think, but I think he's just trying to find his feet as well. Balco there is just trying to warm up his tires. Look at that, it's like a formation lap there for Balco, just trying to get his tires on. Here comes the king of speed, it's Jacob, and he is coming down the final corner. Look at that, how wide he goes. I gotta say, that was one thing that stands out for me watching these incredible drivers on their time trials laps. How wide they go, it's incredible, isn't it? Jacob goes second fastest moment, 2/10 of a second away from Murphy. Murphy is no slow driver either, but 2/10 of a second away with a step harder compound tyre, so that is an incredible time there from
both Mercedes in the top 4. Get used to that. Good time from Jacob on the medium tyres as well. Jonathan Cox now going out on the softs. Let's see what he can do. Ever since the draw, I've been looking forward to Jonathan Cox and Jacob going head to head in qualifying, 2 perennially fast qualifiers. So this is going to be exciting, and IRC Racing puts himself up to 4th place as well.
So far then, we've got 17 times on the board. Navy Dave looks like he's going to have to go again there. Knowlesy is now back out on the hard compound tyre. We've got Lennon there now in the Alfa Romeo. He is in the second sector now then, getting DRS straight on it. 8 minutes to go, well 9 minutes to go. So there's not a lot of time now. We're all just under halfway through this qualifying session now. And a lot of guys are probably not going to be up at that time. Lennon ain't going to be up with that position of the car there. He's gone a bit off the track there, skating off where Lennon is. So he's going to have to abandon this and go again. It's not exactly the shortest circuit in the world, is it? So you really got to start to think, go keep on that time. You can't just leave it to the last minute. Of course, you have to start you're allowed to finish your time even after the checkered flag falls, but you need to start that time first, don't you? So we'll leave Lennon for now as he's just cruising. Nosey then, here he comes. Nosey then, season 5 champion for Super. Had a bit of a miserable season last season, but gotta say, Australia was incredible stuff. He's loving the Haas, isn't he? And he's coming up to turn.
Personal best, I think. 6th place. I think that was his best ever result in Elite.
I think it was. Yeah, it was a really strong drive there from Nosey, wasn't it? Because I think season 1 he just really struggled, didn't he, as we've mentioned before. Here comes car 94 then. Lovely over the shoulder shot as well. I gotta say, I do love the shots around Bahrain. I think they used a lot of these shots for the promotion material, didn't they, for this game? And why not? It's an absolutely stunning scene, isn't it, here in Bahrain? Of course, turned into a night race back in 2014. Everyone remembers that race, one of the more classic races of the 2014 season. It was a brilliant duel. North just coming on the back straight now then, and coming into the perilous turn 11 and 12 then. As Dave said, you don't want to go on that curve there. It's like ice there, isn't it? We've just seen someone jump up the field there. I must admit, I wasn't paying much attention now. Was that? I think
Navy on the hard tyres as well. Navy setting his stall out. Track evolution, yeah, but that's a stellar time on the hards for Navy. I don't think it will be enough to start the race on the hards. It's interesting what people do now. 7 minutes. Those who want to do 3 runs are out there now. This is a Knowlesy 19th. Still not a bad effort actually, but we're about to see a flare of action. There's a lot of cars heading out on track. Crazy Power on the mediums, Stam on the mediums, Blaz is out there as well. Christian Belko doing a few laps under his belt. Not the debut he was hoping for in Australia. In fact, for Ferrari, it was a complete day to forget. Both Ferraris having an absolute disaster. Lucas didn't do 1 lap on the restart or the original start. Nightmare for Lucas, but we should see him back. But even with the mixed set of tyres, the whole field separated by just about 1.6, 1.7, so it's promising.
Jonathan there just set his first time on the soft tyres. Didn't look too impressed there from Jonathan. He only gained a 10th of a second there, so I think that he must have made a mistake somewhere. Of course, for the first time in Australian Elite, in IRC Elite history, that was the first time that Ferrari didn't actually finish 1-2, which is a incredible start, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
And Lucas there talking to Ferrari. Here comes Lucas. He's coming down the back straight now. He's up 6th position at the moment, but you can see he's just having a cool down lap. We've got just under 6 minutes to go then. This is basically Q3 now, but it's Q3, but with a lot of cars on track, and this is going to be an absolutely it's going to be a traffic jam out there. There's going to be a lot of drivers that might get a bit upset with the with each other, but of course that is the perils of having having just a short qualifying. But as you said, we get into the race a bit quicker, don't we?
There'll be guys in the pits now, especially the faster runners, who'll be frantically thinking, what tyres do we put on? Because Dan Murphy, Flying Sols, are you racing? Jonathan Cox are out on the soft tyres. I imagine some of the guys like BP, CG, Knowlesy, Belka, the guys at the back are going to put on softs. What are Deneen and Slim and Crazy Power and Navy going to do? Are they going to... There's no elimination now. If you put on the wrong tyre and you're out the top 10, you know, you're in a peril of trouble starting midfield in this track. It's not about starting the optimal tyre. It's all about grid position at the moment. Oh, and someone's off the road. Oh, it's people letting people through. Are you racing? I'm going to watch this lap because this could be a big lap.
The Stamage just moved up into 7th position now. Very good time now. He gained 7/10 of a second now. Blas is retired from the session once again. And unfortunately for Blas, he's only going to be as high as 14th. That is not good at all there from the man who finished on the podium in Australia. So we're just watching Ari racing the 400th of a second down the moment. McLaren gets out of the way beautifully well. Just a quick, I know we've got 4 minutes, Dave, because this qualifying session is flown by. But in terms of strategy, you did mention about grip position. Would you prefer to start on the what tyre would you prefer to start on? Would it be medium, or would you rather just go for soft and go for broke?
You know what? I honestly don't. I think I'd go for mediums. Me personally, I'm not going to be too quick tomorrow, so I think I'd just rather try and race my own race, go mediums and then softs. Tyre wear's not a big issue around this track. Definitely be a one-stop, and I'm pretty sure most drivers will do a medium to soft or soft to medium. It's just tough to call. Yor and Slim are definitely going medium. So are BP. It's TG. They've set their stall out. They're definitely going to try and get in the top 10 on medium tyres. If not, they're going to be starting on fresh tyres on whatever they want outside the top 10. Crazy Power, 6th place in the medium as well. This last 3.5 minutes are going to be frantic. Are You Racing? He improved his time, but it stays 4th.
It wasn't the most spectacular that from Ari Racing. I think he only gained a 10th or two there. Florence Sauce has moved out to the front row of the grid. I've got to say, Murphy's time is looking pretty good up there, isn't it, at the moment? I'm not sure we give him enough credit when he first set that time. He's still,
and it was set early on.
It was indeed. That's a good time now from Murphy there.
Flying Sauce did a good lap. I jumped on board with him after Are You Racing. It looked like a good lap. But yeah, damn Murphy's time, especially early on in the session, has laid the gauntlet down, hasn't he? But we've got Crazy Power out there. We've got Yor on a fly, the winner from Australia. What can he do? I think this man could be a genuine championship contender. His times, albeit okay, no Slim and no Deneen, but his times were still mighty impressive in qualifying the race. I generally think he's going to be a front runner.
Of course, you're a 3-time winner now in Elite as well, isn't he? So now he's got a couple of winners under his belt as well. Sure, that's a good stepping stone, do you think, Dave, to really challenge for the title then, as you said?
Yeah, he's consistent. He's a ballsy driver. You're very much like a Max Verstappen. He will stick his nose in any gap, and he'll be there. He's definitely got an overtake in him in the most in places you wouldn't even suspect either. Any chance he'll get of an overtake, he'll take it. Doesn't matter what corner it is. He's backed out of this lap though, so he's got pressure as well. And man who's got pressure is the reigning champion Deneen, 16th place. 2 minutes to change that. Early pressure for Deneen. Slim, by the way, has gone 3rd, less than a 10th off.
Yeah, Slim there having a good old lap there. He gained 7/10 on that lap as well. That's more what we was expecting to see with the soft runners there. Is now it's starting to get thick and fast, isn't it? Not that bad is out there on the set of soft tyres. We got Yor who's now going to start us out. Now we got TG who's visiting the scenery there. So I think that's just coming out of sector 1 there. We've also got Deneen then. He is, as Dave said, he's feeling a bit of the pinch now, isn't he? Balco 7/10 of a second up as well. Balco might be jumping up a few, a few positions. He might get in right up there in the top 10. His teammate is 10th for the moment. Balco down in 18th. A lovely shot here from the Ferrari there. Car 9. Oh, Jacob's gone. So Jacob is not going to get pole position. Wow. That's a huge surprise there for Jacob. He is the qualifying master, isn't he? Murphy is still on pole position with only 70 seconds to go. Oh my goodness me, that would be an absolutely incredible turnout for the books there for Murphy. Well, I don't think that was in the script, was it, Dave? I wasn't expecting Dan to be up there.
This could be a stunning surprise, absolute stunning surprise. Slim, though, I can't see improving in the medium tyres. He's a bit down. I think you'd have been hoping for more, but this is as a toss getting well out of the way. Deneen's lap Deneen's lap's not that good either. According to the Delta time, he's down his Belco goes 5th. Here we go, 40 seconds. Watch the time. Deneen's backed out of it.
Oh no!
The reigning champion is under serious pressure here.
And he's got time for one more run if he needs to. So Deneen will get a shot. Will have another shot. Here comes Knowles. Then he's down in 19th at the moment. He is the last man to set a time so far. Lennon, who we're still waiting for his first attempt. Here comes Nosey. Then this is a better time for Nosey, but they only pushed him up to 17th, so it's still not good enough for Nosey's point of view. And unfortunately, the highs of Australia might be turned to the lows of Bahrain. And unfortunately, it is Blas is down to 18th now. Nosey and Blas is going to be 17th and 18th. That is as high as they can go, unfortunately. I gotta say, this is thick and fast. Jonathan is now just starts up. That is it. So whoever started your lap, you're allowed to finish it. But I gotta say, I can't believe Dan has been in it since basically the get-go.
And look at the times as well. The top 15 are separated by just over a second, and I think Jamie and Deneen are definitely going to improve. Lennon needs a 2 at time as well. This could be incredible. Flying Stars is done. Slim's done. Are You Raced is done. Jonathan Cox could be the main contender for Dan Murphy because everyone else on the medium tyres. Jonathan Cox are not that bad out there as well. Dan Murphy could be on pole position.
Absolutely stellar stuff from Dan Murphy, isn't it? We're on board. Jamie Dennis's coming up to the line now. DRS available. Let's see what I can do. It then going to be pole position, but it's only 12th for Jamie there. So Jamie only down in 12th position. Remember, a lot of these drivers, remember, Jamie is flying. Deneen is flying.
Deneen is flying. 1.4 up on his time. TTG goes 6th. So it's all down to Jonathan Cox. Not that bad. And Deneen. This could be incredible.
I know Lennon goes up to 10th fastest then. Jonathan only a 10th for the second up. That's not going to be good enough for pole. Deneen's on pole position. Murphy takes it. Murphy in the 27th. That's fantastic stuff. And apologies, I've missed both those laps. Here comes Jonathan coming up to the line now. He is only 7th fastest. Dan Murphy takes pole position for the Bahrain Grand Prix. That is sensational from Dan there.
Wow.
Wow, his first lap was incredible, but I don't think he gave enough credit for it. But his second lap, a 27.0. That's 4/10 seconds quicker than the champion. Dave, incredible.
Absolutely phenomenal. Wow, I would have, no disrespect to Dan Murphy, I would have probably picked about 10 names ahead of Dan Murphy for pole position because there's a lot of qualifying specialists around here. Incredible lap. Deneen pushed him. But what a grid we've got there. What a grid we have there. Great lap by Christian Belko to see him up there as well. That is not the grid that I had. Nothing like the grid I would have had. Stam down there in 14th. Lucas 17th. Wow, okay. And Dan will start the soft tyre, so he will get the launch off the line.
Oh, I got to say, this is looking very tasty indeed for an incredible race. Is that down there on pole position? He had a very good race here last year. If anyone remember when he drove in the Super, him and Not That Bad had a great old duel, didn't they? I think the safety car came out the wrong time for Dan, which allowed Not That Bad to take the victory. 3/10 of a second. The gap is between Murphy and Deneen. Deneen did a cracking lap on the medium compound tyres there with Flying Saws in third position. Fourth position was Slim in the end on medium tyres. Jacob only 5th on medium tyres as well. Balco and Jonathan Cox 6th and 7th on Super. And then we have Navy in 8th position on the medium tyres. Are You Racing in 9th position? And your Australia's winner is in 10th position, and he's on the medium tyre as well. It's split right down the middle for tyre compounds. Anyone who's below your will be able to choose what tyre they want to go on, though. But once again, like in Australia, it's 50-50, Dave. I'm loving this.
Well, it's a long run to turn 1. Expect the softer runners to get the absolute grip off the line and probably are going to have a better first lap. Deneen's going to have to do some defending, I think. Flying Soz will certainly try and take advantage. I fully expect Belko to try and get himself up there as well. It could be a rough first collapse for the likes of Slim and Deneen. This is going to be fascinating. Dan Murphy, if he can get the start, has a wonderful chance of winning this race.
Hats off to Dad as well. That was an absolutely incredible lap.
I can't believe I'm even saying that. I mean, it's been incredible. What a shock.
And Harry just confirmed as well. Great lap from Murphy. And Lennon said he'd rather start 11th and 10th. Well, of course, because Lennon gets to choose some fresh tyres, and that could pay dividends later on in this race. Then, of course, if you remember the history of Bahrain, we've had a couple of some storming drives through the field. Remember, Raikkonen had a suspension failure. I think in 2006 he came through to finish third in the end. So we could have a potential of that kind of race here tonight. And let's go through the whole of the field, shall we? Then 29 laps around Bahrain. I got to say, this is one of the highlights of the season for me. It's absolutely a fantastic race to watch, and hopefully we'll have a whole race this year and not last year have it in have it on a Saturday. Dan Murphy.
We had 10 runners last season. It was still one of the great races. Action all the way through the to the 10 drivers, but from start to finish, add 10 more drivers, and this could be fantastic. It's got potential in the makings to be a classic.
It is indeed, and I got to say, I need a whole lot of water here tonight. I got a 3-litre bottle of water because this is going to be fantastic. Let's quickly go through the grid as it's not a long old lap around here. Dan on pole position, his first pole position in the Elite. It is absolutely incredible stuff there from Dan. He's getting better and better, isn't he? Deneen, the world champion, his first race of the season. He's alongside on row 1, but he's on the medium tyres. We got Flying Saws in 3rd position with Slim in 4th. It's great to see Slim back up there, I got to say. In 5th position there is Jacob. He's usually qualifying specialist, but he's 5th today. Balco, that was a cracking lap from Balco to move himself from 18th to 7th position. Jonathan Cox is 7th position. Then in the second Mercedes, we've got Dutch Dave in 8th position. Are You Racing in 9th position, and You're in 10th position. Just outside the top 10 then is Lennon in 11th position. Then we've got Crazy Power in 12th position. Not that bad. The Super Champion in 13th position. We got Stam in 14th position. Jamie in 15th. Then we got a load of hard riders actually. BP in 16th with the BP Army. Hopefully we'll get some. Hopefully they can cheer on their man in the race in a minute. We got Lucas in 17th position. 18th position is TG, who doesn't fancy the formation lap at all. Knowlesy in 19th position, and Blaz is in 20th position. Hard runners for BP: Lucas, TG, Knowlesy, Blaz, and also Crazy Power. I'm loving that we got all kinds of tyres out there, Dave. I got to say, it's a bit of mix and match out there.
Great mix and match, great strategy calls. There'll be one stopping, but when will they be stopping? What an opportunity for some of these. We're going to get overtaken, we're going to get action. Deneen and Slim and Jacob are going to be defending for their lives because these soft runner tyres. What's TGG Navy on? Is he on some softs as well? Or mediums?
I think he's on the medium compound tyre. Yeah, he is.
He's on mediums as well. Yeah, are you on softs? Yeah, this is going to be fantastic. Here we go.
So we're just waiting for the lights here in Bahrain, and when we go out we'll be racing, and there they are then, and the scene is set for a duel in the desert once again. 5 lights are on and we are racing in Bahrain, and it's a good start from Murphy. A lovely bit of wheel spin there as well. We've got Jonathan Cox already in front of Balco, and there's a bit of lag going on in the background there for Red Bull. Murphy takes the lead into turn 1. Deneen in second. Jonathan Cox is flying through the field. It's up to 4. Oh no, there's a crash. It's Slim, it's Jonathan. Slim has come back on the track now. It's gone all wrong already in the first corner. Lucas is up 9 positions. If I read that right, that's incredible start from Lucas. He's damaged a lot of front wing. Then there's a lot of carbon fibre there out there, and Jonathan's got wide. Then is yours going on the outside. Then Lucas is dropping on the field. I think he's damaged the car. That's a McLaren. That's a Toro Rosso. It's a BP. It's in the wall. BP. It's got a 5-second penalty for a severe collision, and the Fanos there is showing as well. Slim's had an appalling start as oh dear, that's all gone terribly wrong. Then Murphy leads and Navy up in the 4th position. That's fantastic time there. But yeah, not a very good start, David. Looks a bit messy, and not that bad as left for session. That's not good.
Absolute chaos down there. Jonathan Cox was like he overcooked turn 1 and took Slim with him. An absolute carnage. TG's got no, BP's got no front wing. Cox has got damage. Slimbo's damage as well. It's TG's got damage. We're going to have a frantic haul of cars in the pits. Stunning start for Lucas has gone backwards.
Yeah,
he's got front wing damage.
I was going to say 9 positions in one corner for Lucas was absolutely outstanding, wasn't it? Talking about outstanding, Blaz has gone from it's gone literally from the back and up into 11th position. There is T. Sammy there has joined Murphy. Has set the fast out the race course. He is the first one to cross the line. Deneen's had a fantastic start on the medium compound tyre, so he's done a very good job there to start the race there. And we got a lot of pit activity. Well, I say a lot. I thought we had. We got Lennon in. We've got Are You Racing in. So we're going to have a traffic jam as they come into the pits then, and a bit of a messy start in the Elite League here. Look at them all; they're all coming to the pits then. Slim there is dropped down 15 positions. TG has got a penalty as well. BP has got no front wing at all when he clashed with Slim at the top of the hill then. So not a good start at all then. I got to say, a cracking start for Jamie, for Blaz, brilliant stuff. Nosey as well. We've got yellow flag and free. I got to
say, Sean. Only 5 drivers survived with their front wings. Belko is out there, but he's got front wing damage. Yor has front wing damage. Jamie has front wing damage, hasn't pitted. Stam seems to have a clean car. I think Blaz has as well, and Knowlesy, who seems to have kept their noses clean. Yes, so only literally quarter of the field have kept